Good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Today's the day the Lord has made. I just want to get on here and say I'm in Daniel, and the Lord is speaking to me through Daniel differently this time. And what I had to say is, Daniel was set apart. Daniel didn't try to fit into the new place by eating like everybody else. He didn't try to fit into his environment by changing his rhythm of praying and talking to God every day. He didn't try to blend in. He was set apart. He sought God for his wisdom and for interpretation of dreams. He was wise in the way he communicated. He had gentle, wise words that promoted instruction. He didn't yell or demand, or he wasn't prideful in the way that he communicated. Yet he was still set apart and didn't conform to other ways, right? He stayed set apart. And even when he interprets the king's dream, he says, no wise man, no enchanter. It's impossible for them to be able to find out what your dream is and interpret it. But my God can. But God can, and I have asked him. He gave the glory right away to God. God's the one that gave him the interpretation, and right away he doesn't take credit. He stays humble, and then consistently giving the word, giving God's word, and giving God the glory to people, and staying in the way of the Lord, staying pure in heart and self-controlled and humble, and being firm in that, regardless of what kind of opposition, jealousy. I mean, he had the favor of the king, and still opposition came against him, y'all. I mean, what does that say, right? But as he stayed set apart and rooted in the Lord, he was protected, right? He was thrown into the den of lions, and it says, because he trusted God, there was no wounds on him, because he trusted God. So because we trust God and we stay set apart, and whatever it is that you're going through and I'm going through, whatever it may be, life is just a consistent need of trusting God, right? Not a wound was on him. And it's okay, yeah, lion's den. Sometimes that's hard for us to connect with, because I don't know about you, but I don't see lions every day. And these days, rulers, the government, they don't, that's not your punishment to be thrown in with lions. You see them at the zoo. Usually that's what we can relate to, right? And it says that his God protected him. And Daniel, it says this afterwards, the king is talking, and he says that Daniel's God protected him from the power of the lions. And for me, I can relate to that. I just want to give you a picture, because I was recently, in Africa doing that missionary work that some of you guys know me, have followed me and know that I was doing. And y'all, I had to do all those things, pray consistently, be set apart, seek God, stay humble, deliver God's word, right? I had to do all those things as well. And towards the end of the trip, we went on an African safari. And we went, and basically, just imagine a big national park. I bet some of y'all have been to a national park and you've seen at least some kind of wild animal, be like a bird or something. But we just went to a big nature national park where there's tons of wild African animals. And I'm telling you what, God showed us his power then. We were able to see a lot of different animals. We were really blessed, and it's not everybody that gets to see those. We saw, giraffes and zebras and hippopotamus. Hippopotamus is the world's most dangerous animal. We saw abundance of giraffes that were very close to us and represent our symbol of peace. So peace of God, right? But we saw, it's not common. Not everybody gets to see. We got to saw a lioness and her cubs. We were close. We were close, y'all. And we got to see, this is it's a big deal because it's so rare, and even the local people are in awe if you get to see this. we got to get up close to a leopard in the wild. Not just one leopard, but two. And I'm telling you, the guide before we started the safari said, you know, there's many people who came in this morning and they haven't, you know, seen a lion or anything, you know, it's rare. But is there anybody on here that knows God? And a few of us, there was a few missionaries, and that was God's hand too. Missionaries on that African safari truck, and we rose our hands like, we know God. And all of us missionaries wanted to see a lion. Well, I'll tell you what, not only did we see that lion, but we saw that leopard, like I said. And I'm telling you, like, that's just God showing his power through all of his creation. And that, just like it says in Daniel that, you know, his God, the king says that his God protected Daniel from the power of lions. I'm telling you, that leopard, we were close, and Sebastian happened to be the closest, my son that was with me. That leopard like laid on its back and showed its stomach, like it was submitting. You know, like a dog lays on its back and shows its stomach to submit. That's what it did. And I'm telling you, these are not tame animals. And then the second leopard, which is unheard of to see two in a day, because they hunt alone, they travel alone, they're not easy to see. The second leopard, he had like lots of energy, and I'm telling you what, we were able to get close to him too, and he looked hungry, but he submitted. He didn't come after us. We were able to get close to him and be safe. And as we left that nature reserve, a huge eagle came flying by us and like called out. And for me, it was just like a sign, just all God like speaking through his creation to us, you know. So I don't know if that inspires you, but it inspires me just to know how powerful our God is, and to know also the reward and blessing in being set apart, in praying often, and not swaying to what we know is not right, which is so common in this world and so easy just to want to fit in and blend in and, you know, not cause any waves. But I just want to encourage you. Daniel did it, and I got to, you know, experience those things I just shared with you in Africa, and you can do it today and tomorrow and whatever else comes your way. Have a blessed Wednesday. Peace.